I represent Langtang North and South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, may I move a motion to demand for justice on the murder of Miss Charlia Grace Tyler.
Order, please. Order, please. Order.
The House notes that on October 18, 2023, Ms. Charlia Grace Tyler, a National Youth Service Corps member deployed to Kaduna State, was brutally murdered while jogging in Barnawa, Kaduna South local government area. The House also notes that the late Ms. Charlia Grace Tyler hails from Tabat in Langtang North Federal Constituency, Plateau State, and a rehabilitation sciences graduate from the University of Jos, tragically died at the hands of her assailants while undertaking the mandatory one-year National Youth Service Corps service in Kaduna State. The House is informed that the tragic incident is one of the numerous murders of innocent girls and women nationwide, with perpetrators often accounted for and not brought to justice. This motion notes that the safety and security of the girl child is no longer guaranteed, given the continued liberty and freedom enjoyed by these hapless assailants, who still roam the streets preying on their next victims. The House acknowledges that prompt justice in this case would deter potential perpetrators, thereby ensuring a safer environment for Nigerian children and residents. The House is aware that delaying justice in this case will be equivalent to denying justice to the victims' families and loved ones, as well as the entire nation. The House is also cognizant of the fact that if nothing is done to stop continuous attacks, rape, and murder of young girls and women across Nigeria, it will render the country unsafe to live. Mr. Speaker, the House resolves to urge the IG of police to speedily identify and bring the assailants to book. The House also mandates the Committee on Police to investigate the murder of Ms. Charlia Grace Tyler. The House also this motion seeks to ask the House to mandate the Committee on Youth Development to review the Safety Corps members as they fulfill their one-year compulsory National Youth Service Corps assignment, to reach out to the family and to collaborate with the police as they investigate the killers of the Corps member. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so move. Mr. Speaker, Ms. Charlia was the only daughter of her parents. Her mother, her father is alive, and that's the only child, the only child they have is late Ms. Charlia Tyler. That's why we demand justice, that the killers be found and brought to book. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
My name is Jinja Obinna Omusibe. I represent the people of Isialangwa North, Isialangwa South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am an Ungwa man from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to second this pathetic motion as moved by my dear colleague. I so second.
Prayer. 1 minute silence.
Those in support of this motion. Mr. Speaker, I think the sponsor of this motion omitted to request the House to stand for 1 minute silence. I so amend.
I am Jesse Okejo Onwa Kalusi. I represent Nigerian, especially Oshodi Solo, to the habit of Lagos. I rise to second all this important motion, and I so second.
My honorable Speaker and my honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Amobi Godwin Oga, member representing the good people of Isukwato and Umunochi Federal Constituency, and from Utu, Amanabia. Mr. Speaker, my amendment on the motion, on the prayer, is that the family of the deceased should be compensated by NYSC. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any second?
Respected colleagues, my name is Salis Yusuf Majigiri. I represent Mashidusi Federal.
Amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support of this motion as amended should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Police and Youth Development. The sixth order of the day is a motion on
13. A very sad incident occurred in Kaduna State. Sorry, on Wednesday, October 18th, a very sad incident occurred in Kaduna State. Miss Charlia Grace Silas, an only child of her parents, her mother has not been able to give birth since she was born, proceeded to Kaduna State, was deployed there to carry out her mandatory 1-year National Youth Service Corps. On that fateful day, 18th October, Charlia went out for a jog, which she usually does every morning, being that she's a sports-inclined activist, and she's also a graduate of rehabilitation sciences, so she knows the value of exercise. Charlia was gruesomely murdered that morning by some hoodlums. The hoodlums came to try to take her phone, and she told them they were on a motorbicycle, just two young men, criminals, who were on a motorbike, and demanded for Charlia's phone. And Charlia said, "Why should I give you my phone?" Without answering her, they pulled out a knife and stabbed her, and they killed her instantly. So her body was in a pool of blood, and they drove off and left her dead. Now, the family, as you can tell, are devastated. The mother and the father are totally devastated. And the entire community and people of Langtan North and South and Plateau State are completely devastated. In fact, every young girl in Nigeria should be concerned. And every youth corper should ask themselves where they go for their National Youth Service Corps, where they live, is it safe? But I brought this motion to demand for justice so that the perpetrators must, by the special grace of God, be brought to book. Whoever these two young boys are, some people may have seen them, some people may know them, some people may have an idea. We want the IG, the Inspector General, to direct that all security agencies in Kaduna State should do everything possible to get the perpetrators. And we also call for a review of the National Youth Service Corps scheme, especially as it relates to the safety of our youth corpus. The National Youth Service Corps scheme is one of the best schemes anywhere in the world, where the concept is that you serve mandatorily outside of your state. You serve your nation in any capacity. During this time when you leave your home, that's the first time these children are leaving home, because many of them have been in universities, and the universities are somehow more protected. And when you come out to go for the National Youth Service Corps, you're left open, and there's nobody to protect you. I think government should do more, and the youth ministry should do more in coming up with programs, and the National Youth Service Corps should come up with programs to not just ensure that they go for this service, but that they are protected, their lives are protected. Nigerian women, girls especially, are constantly raped, attacked, abused, and they go away with it. So the House has ordered graciously that the IG immediately fishes out the perpetrators of this heinous crime. The House has also mandated the NYSC to provide compensation for the family So we will monitor the compensation aspect. The family of Charlie Silas must be compensated by the National Youth Service Corps, because that's the only child the parents have, and there's nothing you can give them to compensate for the loss of their only child. Well, we are demanding for that, and we're demanding that speedy delivery of justice be done in this case. I want to thank the House for the 1 minute silence that was held to observe, and the motion also seeks for the NYSC to review the safety of corps members as they fulfill their 1-year National Youth Service Corps assignment. On this note, I want to thank very much Honorable Akinrotimi and my colleague, the chairperson of the Youth Development Committee. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Beni.